Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, wonderful individual. Today, I would like to speak a little about how we humans every day have a choice when it comes to understanding ourselves. You know this. We all know this. But how much do we excuse ourselves? How much do we give ourselves reasons to do it tomorrow, or to do it later, or to do it another time? That excuse, that temptation of not doing, of being, we can do it, we can do it later, it will be no problem, is a temptation. It takes over your will to choose. Think about that. It's the same with every distraction that comes up in your thoughts, emotions, and will. Once it comes up in your consciousness, you become aware of it. If it is so intense that you can't get out of it in a short amount of time, that means it's karma. At least from my own perspective. And it takes a little time to go through it. It actually takes consciousness. If you have a very, very uncomfortable and painful situation in your life, you have two choices. Either become conscious of it and feel the brunt and trying to slowly heal it, because once you're conscious of it, your consciousness is here shining on that pain. The more you sit in it without being dragged in a hurricane, the more you get to understand it by, okay, oh, yes. The longer you sit in this, the less scary it becomes. Because it is a happening. It is an event in your soul. It is an event in your being. So why be afraid of your own being? Your own being, at least you need to trust. If you do not trust yourself, you allow for beings to, move into your blind zone. Because you're afraid you might do this and might do that. You open yourself up for that. If you know you have a certain level of dignity and values in life, you won't be doing that. We are not that uncontrollable. Some are, yes, but in no way the majority. The temptation of being distracted, to not participate, to not meet in the middle, to not grab the hand of the second part. You get closed in yourself and you don't even say anything, but you put your head down like this. I know for a fact that you are thinking within yourself about something I just said, taken as an example. Of course, it might be extremely painful, and then you want to tuck that away, but it doesn't help. It is there. That means we need to take care of it by being honest. We can put any kind of excuses and example everywhere. But how you feel, yes, has been triggered by another. But coming out of it, mastering it, learning from it, is you and your responsibility. We can't blame everyone else. Once we do, we utterly lose contact with ourselves and our own consequences. If you observe yourself being strict and see yourself as any other human being, not making yourself a privilege, not making yourself something better, something that can be excused, but sit in the moment and adjust your behavior constantly. This might sound extremely dull and boring, but how can a whole spiritual cosmos be boring? How can every change and growth in your body, in your inner world, be boring? Do you really find yourself that boring? Do you really find the world this boring? Don't you truly wish to find out what life has to offer? What the divine has to offer us? What we are capable of doing? What our potentials are? You will never find out if you sit there, if you take it tomorrow. I am not trying to be mean here. I am trying to trigger within you either a will to do this work, or you will go the opposite way and, he told me to do something. I didn't. I said you should. It will help you. Or you can stay in the chaos. That is also a choice, you see? Everything here and now, we are sitting here and now, is a freedom we have to observe what we like to observe with our 12 senses. So, how much of your time do you sacrifice to understand? How much of your time do you sacrifice to understand yourself? How much sacrifice do you give to master yourself? It requires you to give up some time of your otherwise comfortable endorsements of instant gratifications. If we are constantly hunting for that next fix of experience of outer materialism, you will never be pleased. You will find a certain right there, and it comes back tomorrow. A steady value stream where you have anchored your own values. You know what you stand for. You know what you want to see in the world. You want to see love and morals in the world. You stand strong for spiritual values. You will not be dragged everywhere. You will not be, once someone says something else to you, you get dragged and become unsure and become, but what if he's right? No. You have studied this so much and come to a reality that is so intense and strong that it can't be taken away from you. That is what happens when you master yourself and go inside, sitting within yourself. With your ego, observing. You can become, the longer you are here, the stronger your hair muscle will become, obviously. And the more you get to, perceive, the more you register that comes in and you remember. So once you are here, seeing and sensing everything that's around you, you will remember it so that you can, take it forth anytime and remember the memory. Memories are an incredibly important faculty in spirituality because it fills our soul with understanding. You can also use your memories for cold pictures without any inclusion in your emotions and will. But when you completely include yourself in your memories, you remember what you saw, you remember what you felt, you remember what you thought, you remember how you operated. And you see all of these layers to you. These layers is important to become aware of. Don't think your outer body is the only thing. Your body is built up by a intelligent architect. It is such an amazing body. It is built up by intelligence and love. No one in the world can convince me the universe randomly assembled to itself through gravity and dark matter and It can't be. It is a theory speculation that is as cold as ice. It can't be a reality. Just think this through. Out of a single point, spewed out materials that assembled itself into intelligence, life, warmth, water, air. Without intelligence, without any kind of architectural structure to it, that alone I can't stand for. It is faithless, it is cold, and it can't be. Because it will only, you will speculate about it, but once you see it as reality, the coldness grabs you. They want to feel this way. They want to exclude everything that has to do with emotions and in participation, and to think that it is objective. But pure cold objective calculation of mathematics and logic and reason is only a third truth. The universe has warmth behind it too, and it has will, and it has emotions and feelings behind it. The more we get to include these things, the more uplifting it becomes. Because you have, well, you chose to be born here. You made a choice. We felt an intense longing to come back here to Earth, to experience and to grow, and to know what it is to be a human being in different ages, different civilizations, different cultures. And to me, that is an amazing joy, because there is no end to experiences and explorations every day. To sit, be still, and to contemplate consciously with your mind, pure thinking. You can do a whole lot of things with it. You can make it so intense it becomes emotions, and once it becomes emotions, you want to act upon it. But if you intensely contemplate something that is despair-like, that is fear, that is concerns, that is nervousness, that is such things, you will feel that too, and your actions will follow. It's the same with active cultivation of pure thinking in the uplifting and healing kind. We have a choice, freedom here to do so. That is the freedom. Freedom to choose death and everything is just dead, or freedom to choose life and everything has a radiance and love to it. I wonder what kind of these two actually have the most healthy living. Just think about that. Because your health comes from your way and where you see life. The more despair and the more ugly you see life, the more disgusting you become of life, the more trodden down you see life, the more unhealthy you become. Because you fill yourself with malevolent beings. You are, well, disrespecting reality by saying it is something it is not, first and foremost. Second of all, since you disrespect it in that way, you disrespect yourself. Because, well, you are part of this world and you are built up by the same materials and the same spirits. Allowance for faith, love, hope is healing faculties. We don't do this just because we want to be willy-nilly mystical, magical, and fantastical. We do this to connect to reality, participate, study the illusion a little, finding out the illusion, study the enemy, found out how the enemy operate, or the adversaries. That means everyone that stands for oppression, manipulation, lies, secret scheming, anything that has to do with the night and untruth to do. Anything that is that. You know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Open honesty like a samurai. Honor, dignity, integrity. A sun warrior. Not a ninja. Not a disgraced assassin. Not a stabber in the night. A sun warrior. But to be a sun warrior, you need to be honest and truthful. You need to be uplifting. But you also need to see what is hindering this upliftment, so that you can speak about it, so we can adjust and regulate and make solutions out of this. The solutions is the healing. But if we say there is no solution, there is not possible, you have given up. That is the death. Never give up. Always cultivate. Always you at least cultivate something you want to see in the world. You don't need to follow what everyone else is doing and say, since that and that and that happened, I can also do it. It is not a problem since everyone else is doing it. Don't be a part of the problem. Please. We have enough already. Be part of the healing. The upliftment. The healing comes from the divine. If you don't believe in the divine, there is no healing. I am serious about this. Look me in the eye and say honestly you find healing in your materialistic physical body without the influx of healing love forces from the divine. You know I speak truth on this. It is about what we feed our inner soul with. Once you feed yourself healthy, loving, uplifting, understanding, caring, nurturing thoughts and emotions, is where your body has a party. It has a ball. It is every cell of your every cell in your body is rejoicing, because you are here feeding it healthy habits. Not habits either. We are not supposed to have habits anymore. We are supposed to be alive. We're not meant to program, automatic. We are not like that. We are conscious. And from moment to moment we change and we fall and we shape and we experience different things constantly. And that is why I put out videos every day, because I can grab a hold onto inspiration and speak about what I observe right now, what I experience right now. That is what I base myself from. A reality I can see here, not something I read in a book, not a sentence of fact that I can't put in the universe as a component, a true component of reality. If I can't find it, it is not a reality. If I can place something I've heard inside the living cosmos of the hierarchy and the divine, that's a reality. If I can experience it in thoughts, emotion and will, it's a reality. If I can understand it, it is a reality. If it is a theory, you can't understand it because it is a speculation. And think about this. How many theories have we changed over time now? And the reality changes day by day based on the theories we find. That is not how we are supposed to work. We are not supposed to be unsure of what comes tomorrow like that. We are supposed to have a strong foundation for tomorrow is a new day with unknown things, but that is the opportunities. It is an opportunity to find out, not what is going to happen tomorrow. I am sorry about those that feel this way, but that is because I don't truly have an opinion of that, because it is not something I relate to necessarily. I have been there, yes, but not something I relate to now anymore. Every day I try to cultivate what I what I feel is needed at the moment. So whatever I speak out in creativity, whatever I speak out in the moment, is what is meant to come. And I am cooperating with the divine realm. And it is also a safeguard against people that want to define me, because I can't be put in a box. My personality is as variable as my moods. And that is what human beings are. Once you think that you don't have that your emotions have to be suppressed and you have to be one way with everyone and all day, is where you lost the individual human being, the lovely reality of what we human beings are, individual. But don't cultivate individuality through isolation. Create individuality through love for mankind. That's the difference. If you say, I want to be individual and I don't care about any others, that is where your individuality seeps out and do damage. But if you are individual and want to see love and something you personally and more or less, or maybe also other human beings want to see, trying to speak for as many individuals as possible. This is the age of the individual, but not the age of one individual, the age of all individuals. Every single individual, unique human being have their choices and their experiences, and to wake up to it, and to the more life, individualized life you have within you, the more reality you have. My practice is I take every single individual individually. So based on what they give me in the moment is how I adjust myself. Not based on a pre-planned notion, not based on something I think is reality, not planning something. I just do. I just see what comes. I am not ashamed of what comes. Because the more you strengthen your inner being, the more you purify your bad habits, what you feel ashamed of, the less ashamed you become. So you can speak honestly about these things. The more honest, the more purified, the more clear the message comes. Oh, the joy of it. And yeah, I think this is everything. I went all out on this one. I haven't made this long a video ever before, I think. And yeah, when you actually get into this drive of truly musing and using your thoughts actively here and now to find, what should I speak? That is good to speak about. Oh yeah, that works. Oh yeah, that works. But you do not, my basis, I am deathly okay, maybe I shouldn't share that. I'm not deathly afraid of it, but I am very nervous and I'm very aware of what I say, seriously. I truly do not wish to make more damage than is already done here. So I try to be as precise, objective, but also as loving and caring as possible. And do not judge, be vindictive, be bitter on any of these things, but take them and see them as they are. You take them down and see them as you perceive them, and take it as what it is, and you go do action based after that. So if you see something you do not like, you do cultivate something that might, I don't know, heal that might counteract that. For me, I am in a constant war, a constant battle. You see, when you are aware with your thoughts and your emotions, you have countless things that comes and disagrees with you. So the more you battle with these beings, the more you get to strengthen yourself in your reality. The more you get to know who you are, know how you operate. The more you get to feel what truth is in here. The more this being loses power over you. the less afraid you are of other human beings, what they want to say, what their opinions are. If someone comes to me and have found their cosmic picture, I am willing to listen. If someone has mastered something I haven't, of course I will listen. But I will feel if it is something that is healing or if it is something that is degrading and disrespecting. You see? Two different forces, two different intentions. To be in the middle of this and to not become too fantastical, and the other one is not to become too cold and detached and non-believing. The middle there, you are in between believing and not believe. You are anchored between intellect and spirituality. You are just in the middle here, the golden line. It's kind of like a scale. You are the scale fulcrum, and you adjust if the scale go to this side or the scale go to that side. You are the scale, not these two arms. So you regulate to be in the middle based on the middle. You are not either or. You are not conservative or liberal. You are not a prey or a predator. You see, this is illusions and roles we have come to be used to, and both belong to each other, sadly. You see, the one couldn't pop out without the other, and they truly, thoroughly, the beings behind these groups have made an agreement to disagree. It is a game for them. It is a battle for them. So don't put yourself in any definition, because we can't be defined. We are living, forming, shaping. Yes, we have experienced many things that allows us to be individual and unique. But we are changing constantly. Yes, we are who we are based on the past. But we are becoming something based on now. Think about that. I do, at least, constantly. And that is enough for me to bring a certain oomph to life. I just wanted to sit here and be a little truthful, musing, having fun, enjoying myself. I haven't been doing that because I normally operate in a most dignified and a teacher-like fashion as possible. Doesn't mean it's not me. It is just a form of me that wants to be more dignified. But right now I am a little more chaotic. I can be that too. And that is what I want to show you. The many variations of being human. So many variations. As many variations as individual human beings. But we think we are a group. We think we are a certain perspective. We think we are a certain lens to see from. You see where I'm going here. Everyone chooses one point where we are all of them. And we can study and learn all of them. Just to exaggerate, you know? We learn what's important and leave what is not behind. You will quickly come to realize what's important and what's not when you every day try and fail, try and experience. This sticks, this does not. This stick, this does not. You have to know yourself to do this, though. You have to know who you are and how you operate from moment to moment, day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute, year to year, and how you change from year to year. What has changed for you from year to year? If you can't be aware of this, you have no insight to this. But I am trying to give you inspiration because I love you. I am so grateful for you as an individual, truly. And life wouldn't be human life without you, without individual, without this chaos we have. There is a certain love to this, but it is also a certain dignity that is required to do this. Strength, steadiness, steady strength. And it is never mastered in this life. We have a whole lot of our own problems, always. Everyone do. Don't ever think someone has a perfect life. Once you do, that's a sin, and it is a speculation, and it is a box no one deserves. Everyone have their own pains, and you can believe me that those with the most materialistic gains are those with the biggest problems. There is a reason why Christ said it is harder for a camel going through the eye of a needle than a rich man to go to heaven. That means go to heaven right now. Because you are either in heaven or in hell right now. See, there is no eternal afterlife like that. Reincarnation have always been a part of religion, and Christianity removed reincarnation in 869 in Constantinople. The 8th Ecumenical Council of Constantinople banished spirit from soul, body, spirit. So now the soul, spirit is more, they are entangled with each other and are more or less one faculty. But we are not dualistic like that. We are Trinity, three. So important to be three. That's the scale I'm talking about. Scale, fulcrum, and both the arms. If you are dualistic, you are either or. You see? Oh, the inspiration. Thank you. And by becoming aware of this, you can regulate yourself and find out who you are based on everyday life. Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for, well, being you, inspiring others, inspiring yourself, strengthening yourself. May the divine and God, Holy Spirit, Christ, the hierarchy, all the ascended masters, and the planetary beings, may they all bless you, guide you, and may you find, well, you. And may you be strong, and may you be given the inner spiritual strength you need to cultivate what is needed today. Because it is concerning, and the more we observe around us and see how much illness that is spewed out today based on insecurities and fear and manipulation and control, it becomes very crushing. It becomes very concerning, and yeah, you want to do something about it, and hence you cultivate what you want to cultivate. That is my inner feeling. And I often feel sad when I see the world, but that is why I want to uplift. And even though it is painful to listen to what I say, it is a reality still that you can experience, that you can learn for yourself. Thank you, everyone. I love you all. And take care of yourselves. Be healthy. Be uplifting. Be heartwarm. Come from the soul. Be truly, truly you from love. That is what the divine wants you to. Thank you.